And we're back! Obviously, I couldn't be on last week's because I had org tribal and I also had to go to work, so Mike was amazing and did it for both of us. So we are going to be covering the semifinals. I can't believe it's almost the end. The season went so fast.
Yeah.
And then there's Mike just like chilling.
It's almost 3 a.m.
Oh, God. Okay. So we start with round one. The episode starts off with an intro of the contestants talking about getting points docked, being in the bottom two and messing up. And then this round was redemption. So each of the judges went to a certain couple and they basically told them how to improve on like a dance they didn't do great in. Hello, Meadowland fan 2004.
Oh, hey, that's a longtime subscriber of mine. What's up?
Nice.
Okay. So first up is Cody and Cheryl. Bruno shows up to Cody and Cheryl's rehearsal and helps them improve their salsa, and he says it's all about the hip action and the rotation. And I will have Mike introduce the song and dance.
Hang on, I'm doing prod stuff. If you wanted to... You really just let this go to dead air. I just said I'm trying to do prod stuff. Okay.
Somebody should speak here since we're live.
It's Mike's turn.
Oh my god! I just said, hang on. I'm doing prod stuff. I'm trying to hint that you could fill in for me here. Never mind.
All right. The first dance is a salsa to Danza Kuduro by Don Omar and Lucenzo. Bruno says the race to the finale starts with a bang. He says they really got the energy and excitement going, and he says the hips were so much better, grounded yet lighter, and that the arms improved. He criticizes that they lost sync a bit. Carrie-Anne says it's the definition of redemption and loves that he's totally getting into movements, and she criticizes the energy drains a bit. Len says it was action-packed and a full-on salsa. He loved the mix of stuff together, and he criticizes him for being a little flat-footed. And then Derek says that the last leg dip had him gasping, and he criticizes the arm misses and that it was a bit rushed, but says it was a huge improvement. Then Carrie-Anne, Len, and Bruno gave 9. Derek gave an 8 for a score of 35 out of 40. Mike gave it an 8, and I also gave it a 9. This was actually a really good dance for them. Obviously, I didn't give it a 10 because I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it was a great way to start the semifinals, and they really, really improved.
It is what it is. I think Cody and Cheryl, is that who we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have gone home sooner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Okay. Next up is Melora and Ardo. Melora talks about being in the bottom 2 last week. Len shows up to their rehearsal and helps them improve their rumba, and then he says it's all about the hip action. And their rumba is to I Don't Want to Wait by Paula Cole. Len says, mission accomplished, and he says terrific routine and lots of interesting choreography. Derek says this dance was so refreshing and to see a pure rumba out there, and he thought it was well done. Bruno says she got the right emotion through her, and he loved the way she pitched this dance and thought it was beautiful. And Carrie Ann says her hip action was greatly improved and she loved the technique. She criticizes she lost expression in her hands and her feet came off the ground. Carrie Ann gave 8, Len gave 10, Derek and Len gave 9. And then for 36 out of 40.
Oh, did I put Len twice? I meant Bruno, obviously.
Sorry, I think I did that because I think you forgot to put the names at some point. It was
I
funny.
don't think I put the names when I did the notes to try to go as fast as I can because I watched live, but...
And then Mike and I both gave 9s.
Yeah, like, it was okay. It just wasn't, like, 10 worthy to me.
Yeah. I thought it was good. Like, Melora is a great dancer and she's, like, stunning and everything, but, like, yeah, wasn't
That
definitely...
makes
wasn't
sense.
10 worthy for sure. Alright, next up is Suny and Sasha. Suny talks about how last week was amazing. She didn't think she had it in her to make it to the semifinals. Carrie Ann shows up to Suny and Sasha's rehearsal and helps them improve their foxtrot. She wants full expression and she worked more on Suny's character in this dance. And theirs was a foxtrot to Haven't Met You Yet by Michael Bublé.
It sure was.
Michael Bubbles.
Was it my cover of Haven't Met You Yet when I was like fucking 15?
Oh, absolutely. That got national traction.
Michael Bubbly.
International traction, I mean.
Carrie Ann says she watched Suny grow from week 1, and the last couple weeks something magnificent is happening. She says this dance was full joy, full potential, and full confidence. Len says it was joyful and happy, and her frame was terrific. He liked when she was in hold, but criticized her footwork as a bit suspect. Derek says he loves Suny 2.0 and criticizes the frame was a little bouncy. Bruno says she had wonderful grace, and says the connection was wonderful, but criticizes the speed made it bouncy. Carrie Ann gave 10, Len, Derek, Bruno gave 9 for 37 out of 40. Mm-hmm. And then Mike and I echoed with 9.
Again, I just haven't been overly impressed with Suny.
I do like her. She's definitely like grown a lot, but I mean, obviously she's not my favorite in the competition, but I honestly do like her though. Like, she's grew on me a lot. All right, next up is Jojo and Jenna. Jojo is so excited to have made it to the semifinals, and then Len shows up to their rehearsal and helps them improve their Argentine tango. He wants to see the ooziness. And it's
what?
The ooziness. Like the ooze.
Hey.
It's to Santa Maria del Buen Air by Gotan Project.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. That's how it's pronounced. Len says this dance was bloody brilliant.
Don't do that again.
It was bloody brilliant.
Bloody brilliant.
Who the fuck said that?
Derek says it's really cool to see 2 females dancing the Argentine tango together. He says it was impressive and clean, and he loved the articulation, and he says Jojo is strong.
Yeah.
Bruno says this dance was outstanding, and Carrie Ann says she added so much passion, and there was this vibrato that made the dance so powerful. The judges plus Mike and I all gave 10. Like, obviously, they got a perfect score, 40 out of 40, and then Mike and I echoed with 10 because Jojo and Jenna are just, like, flawless. Like, there's, like, they never put on, like, a bad
like the
dance.
technique and everything was just really good.
It was. They're just so good. They're, like, so consistent. It's like them and Amanda are very consistent.
You could say good. That's a legitimate criticism. Like, yeah, they're good.
Yes.
Anyway,
Very
continue.
Next is Amon and Daniela. Amon is so excited to be in the semifinals. Derek shows up to and help them with their tango. And then Amon calls Derek the Michael Jordan of ballroom. And Derek works on Amon's arms and frame. And it's to Telephone by Martinez. Derek says his dance was fantastic and says he creates amazing moments. Bruno says he looks the business and delivers the goods and criticizes to still be a little careful. Carrie Ann says the frame was unbelievable and says he has a lot of magic. And Len just said it was a vast improvement. Carrie Ann, Len, and Bruno gave 9. Derek gave a 10 for 37 out of 40. Mike gave 9 and I gave it a 10 because this dance was great. He's definitely one. He's for sure
that didn't have.
He's the underdog.
No.
He's just so good. Like,
No.
every week he gets better and better.
That's what happens when you start off low to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
I do be finishing Zelda right now, so I don't know.
You're fine.
And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. He is doing this while we're live. I just want to point that out for everyone.
Point.
The last dance of round 1 was Amanda and Ellen. Amanda talks about last week being so much fun, and then Len shows up and helps them improve their tango, and he helps Amanda improve her body contact. And it's to Titanium by David Guetta and featuring Six.
I know you did not just struggle pronouncing Guetta.
It's spelled wrong.
No, it's not.
It says Huerta.
No, autocorrect probably. You think I have?
David Guetta. That's funny. I'll fix that.
Utilize the magic of spell check. It's your best friend.
You're one to talk.
I always double check shit when I take notes.
Okay, so Titanium by David Guetta and featuring Sensei.
And you still pronounce it wrong.
What?
Guetta? No, it's Guetta.
Yeah.
David Guetta.
David, get a
Get a job.
David, get a bathroom. I don't know.
How do you get a bathroom?
I have no idea. Anyway,
you buy you purchase a bathroom and you say, I'm gonna get a bathroom.
Our one viewer is probably like, what the heck?
It's cracked hours. You should expect this. Oh, they left. They're like, fuck you guys.
Anyway, Len says he saw body contact, attack, aggression, and great movement across the floor. Derek says she has been the most consistent dancer this season and says the frame was beautiful and had attack across the floor. Bruno says, forget titanium, that was platinum. He says this dance was so polished and slick. And then Carrie Ann says she danced this tango like the boss she is and says the dance was incredible, but criticizes the leg came off the ground.
Yeah, she can fuck off.
Carrie Ann gave 9, while the rest of them gave 10 for 39 out of 40. And then obviously Mike and I gave 10s because this dance was just wonderful. Do you have any thoughts?
What if the moon was made of cheese?
Sure.
Bold of you to assume that it isn't.
We would eat the cheese. Moon cheese. After round 1, at the top are Jojo and Jenna with 40, bottom are Cody and Cheryl with 35. And then the pros dance a tribute to Sing 2. And then
Kevin's favorite movie.
what?
Kevin's favorite movie.
I haven't even seen the first one.
Didn't you play as the pig in that one, Minnie? From Sing?
Yeah, no, but I've never actually seen it. Fun fact about Sing: my mom, when she was buying like hairspray, accidentally bought the DVD.
Like the movie Hairspray, or?
No, Sing. She bought Sing in like one of those like Amazon recommended things. So now we own the DVD, and I'm gonna utilize it because I'm gonna watch it later this week because Sing 2 comes out in advanced screening on like Saturday.
All right.
That's so exciting. That's my favorite player from Outbreak.
All right. Round 1. Round 2.
Are you gonna just ignore what I just said?
Oh yeah, shout out to Sing.
I love
Shout
Sing.
out.
And Amon, we
Wow.
love her too.
Yeah, Sing and Mon are good. Love them. I still talk to Sing sometimes because we're in like a Swifty group chat.
Love that.
Yeah. Anyway, Melora is excited about their song choice. She talks about a show she was on and mentions her friend. And then her friend Hunter shows up to her rehearsal.
I forgot the name of the show.
Shoot. I can't remember. Yeah, anyway. It'll come to me. But it's a contemporary to Thunder by Imagine Dragons. Len loved the dance. Loved that the dance absolutely mirrored the music. He says this dance was lovely and it was full of attack and full of purpose. Derek says they can truly see and feel her love of dance and thought this dance was well done. Bruno says she has such a wonderful light of motion and sense of freedom and loved the dance. And then Carrie Ann says she's the most beautiful lyrical dancer and she dances through her heart and her soul and thought it was beautiful. And then all the judges gave 9s for a score of 36 out of 40, which gives them a 72 out of 80. Mike gave 9, and I actually gave it a 10. I really like this dance a lot.
Yeah.
I love Melora. Any thoughts?
Bananas.
Yeah, bananas are a grapefruit.
No, they're a banana.
But this
Next
isn't.
up
But
is-
the problem is, this isn't Fruit with the Stars. It's Dancing with the Stars.
No, it's Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, that's the theme of the season.
Are we doing Fruit Light?
Thong Viver.
Don't spoil. Don't spoil our themes.
Fruit Light. We're
I can't tell if you're laughing at Fruit Light or Thong Viver.
Well, strawberries and bananas are the tribes.
Why? I think it's a grape season.
And then our grapes is the merged tribe. Anyway. Next up is Cody and Cheryl with an Argentine.
Actually, if we're going Fruit of the Loom, it would have to be boxers and briefs and then thongs for the merge.
Oh my
Because,
God.
like I said, it's Thong Viver.
Yeah. All right. Cheryl says Cody is finally showing who he truly is on the
This
dance
clip
floor.
better be in the promo.
Cody talks about his childhood and he didn't think he could be himself growing up. He loves that during the show he can be himself and he's going to show so much power in this dance.
Context, please. Context, please.
Yeah, they're dancing to an Argentine tango.
No, go back. Go back. Go back. Go back.
What?
You're missing on a big piece of context. For context, it's not just growing up.
Mhm.
It's about him growing up gay.
Yeah.
Cody being like openly gay and all that stuff.
And it was just like really hard for him.
Yes.
I just want to hug him.
Continue.
All right. But yeah, this show has like really let him be himself, and he's gonna show like so much power in this dance as well. So they're dancing an Argentine tango to La Composita. La Composita from Forever Tango.
Yeah, they're dancing to.
Exactly. Derek says the opening image was everything, and he says Cheryl was working overtime on this routine, and he says Cody did a great job. Bruno says he really went for this dance and says it was well done. Carrie-Anne says he really brought the drama to this dance and says there was a little something, but she applauds him. And then Len says he's come so far and says the dance was brilliant, which means all the judges gave it a 9 for a score of 36 out of 40, and their total is 71 out of 80. Mike gave 9. Yeah, I gave it a 10 because like this one really they really improved on it. And
Because you're a meninist. Why is there an echo?
What the heck? I am not a meninist.
Allie doesn't care about women.
Not that.
She thinks women don't deserve rights.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You heard it here first, folks. Bulks of bulks.
Not Kevin leaving the stream.
You can't handle the truth.
Anyway, next up is Suny and Sasha. Sasha wants to show everyone what Suny has become with this dance, and Suny says her life changed overnight with the Olympics, and she's put a lot of pressure on herself, but this show has helped her to love herself. And they're dancing a contemporary to Gravity by Sarah Bareilles.
That's hot.
Bruno says her lifts and jumps were absolutely weightless and says it was so good to see her believe in herself. Carrie-Anne says no one gets a 10 from her unless something magnificent or magical happens, and says this dance she brought them in and showed her versatility. She feels like her mom. Len says
What?
this dance... Yeah, Carrie-Anne literally said, I feel like your mom.
Your mom.
Len says this dance was dramatic and passionate.
Don't be shy, finish the sentence.
And said, your mom gay.
Cuts off self.
Your mom gay.
Len makes comment, your mom gay.
Len says this dance was dramatic and passionate, and he says she danced it with feeling and loved the lifts, and he criticizes a little something. Then Derek says she had an inward realization and says she's enjoying it out there.
Yo, keep going, I gotta pee.
Okay. Carrie-Anne and Derek gave 10s, Len and Bruno gave 9 for 38 out of 40, which means their total is 75 out of 80. Mike and I both gave it 10 because I love contemporary. It's like one of my favorites, and it was.
What were we critiquing again?
Suny and Sasha's contemporary.
Okay, yeah, I just heard something. Hold on.
But yeah, this dance was so good, and like it's one of their best of this season for sure. And like I just love contemporary. It's such like a heartfelt and heart-wrenching dance.
I haven't been the biggest fan of gymnastic moves, but I feel like they fit here pretty well.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Well, more so I feel like it's been a little bit repetitive with routines, but again, they fit here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, next is Jojo and Jenna. Jojo mentions her grandpa passing away, and like she talks about the story and everything.
I just realized their team name could also be Jojo.
Oh my god, that's true. And her grandpa was one of her best friends, and then her grandma shows up to her rehearsal, and
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jojo and her grandma get emotional, like thinking about her grandpa, which was very sweet and wholesome. And then their dance is contemporary to Before You Go by Louis Capaldi. Carrie-Anne asked her grandma what she thought and says it was an amazing demonstration of all that she is, and says everything was perfect and in sync. Len says she mixes artistry with athleticism and says she dances with such maturity. Derek says he loves her grandma and says this was the best contemporary he's ever seen on the show. And Bruno says this dance was exquisite in perfection. He says she really sent him to dance heaven and says they look like two angels out there, and says the dance was stunning. All 4 judges gave 10s for perfect 40 out of 40, which means their total is 80 out of 80.
And we did too, because that might have been one of the best dances of all time.
You actually didn't put your score, but I'm assuming you give 10.
You deleted it.
No, I swear. Like when I was writing my notes, I did not see a 10 there.
You deleted it.
No, maybe you just accidentally mistyped.
Maybe you deleted it.
Not that, but both of us gave it a 10, of course.
Okay, let's go Ganon fight.
Not that.
Oh, yes,
But yeah,
that.
it was definitely one of the best contemporaries I've seen as well. All right, next is Amon and Daniela. Amon says his wife did vocals on the song, and he's excited and says this is very familiar for him because of basketball, and he's all about the improvement. He says the show has never seen an NBA player make it to the semifinals.
That's true.
True. And they're doing a jazz to Dark Fantasy by Kanye West.
Yeah.
Len says this dance had lots of lifts, and he said they were spectacular. And he says it was a lyrical in place. He criticizes there was a little staggering thing. And Derek says this dance was so amazing, and he loved the beginning. He says it had amazing lifts and choreography, and says he's hitting the timing lines and textures. He caught the basketball stuff. Bruno loved the lifts, but criticizes a tiny stumble. And Carrie Ann says what he brings is spectacular, dynamic, artistic, and athletic. And it's everything she wants to see in a dance. Carrie Ann gave 10, the rest of them gave 9 for 38 out of 40, which their total is 75 out of 80. And then Mike and I both gave 10s.
Yes, we did. Who is this for?
Amon and Daniela's jazz.
Yeah, no, this was one of my mom's better dances.
Yes. Jazz is another one of my favorites. It's just such a fun one, and they just get better. Like, he gets better and better every round and every dance.
I disagree. I disagree.
With what?
What you just said. What else?
I love them.
Daniela is one of the best choreographers that Modern Dance with the Stars has.
Oh yeah, I love her.
In the modern era.
Yeah, she's really good, and she's fun.
And she's got the track record to show it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, last one is Amanda and Ellen. Amanda always wanted to dance to her husband's song, and she talks about him and like how he passed from COVID, and she gets very emotional. She's dedicating this dance to everyone who's lost somebody and for Nick. And it's a contemporary to Live Your Life by Nick Cordero. Her husband.
Yes.
Derek says he's really happy that she'll always have this moment and says it was well done. Bruno was mesmerized and she touched his heart, and he lived something with her tonight. Carrie Ann says it was beautiful in perfection, and Len says it was fantastic. And all the judges gave a 10 for 40 out of 40, so their total is 79 out of 80. And then Mike and I also gave 10s. Because this was just like a really hard.
There was no score I could give this other than 10.
Oh yeah, like it was just like the dedication, the emotion. It was just very touching. And then if you want to read the results.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we can go into like the eliminations. Did you talk about the Masked Singer on last week's?
Yes.
Okay, so we can talk about the elimination for this one.
All right, results. Who's ready? Not me. Whoa, oh no. The first finalist revealed was Jojo and Jenna. The second finalist revealed is Iman and Daniela. The third finalist, the last person called safe here, is Cody and Cheryl. Which means your bottom three is Suny and Sasha, Melora and Artem, and Amanda and Alan. The lowest combined total scores of viewers and votes, and the first person auto-eliminated tonight is Melora and Artem.
She did so good.
Which means we get a new champion.
That's true, yeah.
The tribe is I'm sorry, you're on show.
Actually, theoretically speaking, the only new champion we can really get is if Iman wins.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, that's a spoiler. Anyway, bottom two are Suny and Sasha, Melora and Artem. It's a unanimous vote, and the second person eliminated is Suny and Sasha.
Mm-hmm. She did amazing too.
And with that, after both eliminations, at the top of the leaderboard are Jojo and Jenna with a perfect 80. At the bottom of the leaderboard are Cody and Cheryl with 71. And now this is where I want to do a quick analysis of the four finalists.
Yes.
We're going to go... I'm going to pull up the Wikipedia. We're going to go by average order.
Okay.
All right, first up, average order is this person's in 9th overall by average.
Ooh.
We're gonna talk about Cody and Cheryl.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want Cody winning.
Yeah.
The only pro to Cody winning is the fact that Cheryl finally gets a third mirror ball.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like him, but I mean, out of the other three, I just prefer.
I fully think he's only here based on likability.
I can see that. He is good. He's just not as good as the others, like dancing wise.
Well, when the 11th placer is higher than you in the average.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this person's in 7th. Iman and Daniela. This is another person I will be honest, I don't want to see win.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Iman deserves it. Like, Iman has the underdog story. Iman keeps getting lowballed by the judges.
Yeah.
But in the same token, at this point, I think Iman has gone way too far.
That's fair.
And should have been eliminated a few weeks ago.
Yeah. But he's done so well.
Iman has had one standout dance. That's it.
Yeah.
But good on Iman for being the first NBA player to get to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the best basketball dancer we've had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Daniela is by far one of the better choreographers on the show. So
yes,
it wouldn't be too undeserved, but it's not the most deserving.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this person is in 2nd with the averages. We are going to analyze Amanda and Alan.
Mm-hmm.
While I think they're great, I think they're a deserving winner.
Mm-hmm.
Where my head is at with that is I feel like they've plateaued. And that they started off strong and stayed there.
Yeah, I mean, they're very consistent. But honestly, like, Amanda and Alan were, like, one of the duos that I would see for sure in the end, like, since the beginning, just because Alan...
You don't know that, though, because like, Iman and Cody have not touched the bottom.
That's true. The other two have.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, last one left, the highest average of the season, Jojo and Jenna.
Yes.
I would love to see a more historic win.
Yes.
As in the first same-sex couple.
He's so good.
Even with that, you could argue that Jojo and Jenna also plateaued a little bit.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
they've also been they've also given some of the best performances of all time. In my opinion.
Yeah,
and
they were amazing, like every week.
And yeah, that's about it in terms of like a cast analysis for the finalists going into the finale, which is at the time of filming tonight.
Yes.
So the next time you hear from us, we're gonna have a winner, and we're gonna recap the finale. We're gonna wrap the season.
The season went so fast in my opinion.
The season was pretty well. I'll save the thoughts for next week, but I think the season was actually really good.
Oh no, I like this season. Like
anyway, Masked Singer, yeah,
great people. Yes, we'll talk about the eliminations.
Elimination. That's all we can talk about because I don't have time to watch it.
Yeah, I usually watch it.
Even though it's on Hulu, I just don't. I just forget.
I mainly watch it with Emily because it's like one of our like main shows right now that we watch together.
All right, so if I remember correctly, eliminated this week were the Caterpillar and what?
Caterpillar and Mallard.
Mallard.
Yeah.
The Mallard was pretty easy.
Yeah. Willie Robertson.
It was Willie Robertson of Duck Dynasty fame.
Yeah.
I don't like Republicans. That's all.
Same.
And then who was the Caterpillar revealed to be? Because we both got it wrong.
It was Bobby Burke
from Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that caught me off guard, but then again, I also don't have clues to go off of anymore.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's just about it. Are there really only 4 left?
Yeah, oh my god, that's true.
Shit, there's only 4 left.
Every season is going so fast.
Well, with that being said, I'm confident in my 4 answers that are left.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to change yours at any point in time?
I don't know.
For final scores, this brings me to 12-4. This brings you to 5-7.
Okay, not bad.
I'm winning, as I should.
I mean, Banana Split and Queen of Hearts are pretty obvious. Dole is pretty obvious, but Skunk is the one that gets me.
I'm pretty sure I have them all right.
But yeah. All right. I think that's it for our show. For this round or this week. But we'll stay tuned for the rest of the Masked Singer and the Dancing with the Stars finale. And let's get into some outros or shout outs or anything.
Shout out to me.
Stay tuned for more Spotlight stuff. If anyone wants to join our VL, just hit us up.
Stay tuned for this person and the other guy recapping Survivor.
Yes.
And
also Ascendance Live.
I have decided to drop out of being the guest for the Survivor podcast because I'm kind of tired and they're going to do it right after this one.
Okay.
But also, I don't feel like doing it. I wanted to do it 3 weeks ago because I wanted to shit on the Zionists, so I'll do it right here.
Fair.
Fuck Sydney. I hate her.
Oh, yeah, same. She's such a bitch. Pardon my language.
Pardon my language. He, who. Shut up.
Well, she is. She's very rude and cocky.
Well, yeah, that was her arc, unfortunately.
Yeah. But this season,
which odd brand.
I love everybody
because when the cast was spoiled by Redmond, shout out to Redmond. If you do not follow Redmond, that is your loss.
Mm-hmm.
Redmond runs Inside Survivor.
Yeah.
Which is a very good site if you're really, really into Survivor. It basically was around the time of the whole Palestine thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Sydney was found to be very, very pro-Israel, which #Free Palestine.
Yeah.
But I will be honest, I'm not super educated on that, so I'm gonna stop that there.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that Palestine is, I want to say was at the time under attack by Israel. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody's watching this, please do correct me because I'm not educated.
Mm-hmm.
But Sydney was like blatantly a Zionist.
Yeah.
And that's that on that. I just wanted to get my opinions out there.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck Sydney. Evie robbed.
Yes, and Nasir also robbed. But
Evie robbed.
Yeah. And I love pretty much everyone left though.
Fuck Xander. He's a fucking meathead.
I love Shan and Liana. Winners.
There can only be one.
I mean, I do think both of them have a shot to win in the end, so we'll see.
I'm pulling for Ricard.
I like Ricard a lot too.
But yeah, that's that on that. I'm tired.
Alright, maybe we should end this now because it is late.
Yeah.
Night, guys. Sleep well.
Get fucked.